I have a question for you. There's a guy out there who says he's Andy Kaufman that's still alive. He has a website called Andy Kaufman Lives, and we've been talking to this guy. Do you know about this guy? What do you think of this guy?
Nut. Come on, man. Hey, I tell you, if Andy Kaufman was alive today, you know what he'd be doing?
What?
Trying to get out of that coffin.
That's a good one. Nice. So you think this guy's a nut, basically? Kind of a crazy.
Not Kaufman's dead as a doornail.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to leave. Because I was, when he discovered me in Las Vegas, 1969, that he went to this town here, went to Carnegie Hall. And Maxie Moreau told me, he said, hey, congratulations, Tony. This is about 70. When did Kaufman play Carnegie Hall?
Late 70s, like
74, ain't something like that. And he said, and I'm in Vegas, they're coming up to say, man, congratulations. I said, wow. Okay. They said, well, I hear you opening for this Jew kid, Kaufman kid, Andy Kaufman. So wait, Carnegie Hall, you're f***ing nuts. Sure enough, they showed me that they ran an ad, New York Times. They had the ad they ran. Or Village Voice, that's what it was. It shows me the f***ing thing. Yeah. I said, what is f***ing news to me? Who was at the show last night?
we were, yeah.
Okay, so you know, yeah. So what had happened, he came and then he started doing an impression of me. See? And then the Shapiro, that another Jew bastard, the little George Shapiro, and then the movie.
Right.
I was in the movie, you know, Man on the Moon, that little Danny DeVito, you know, DeVito's a legal midget in 8 states. He's tiny, he's like this, people don't realize. You look at early Taxi, okay? He was a sight gag. He'd come out of the cage. Like a pucker daddy come out, right? Everybody laugh. Then DeVito becomes a big star, doesn't he?
Right.
And people don't realize. DeVito then becomes, he starts producing the movie. People don't realize. Pulp Fiction, produced by Danny DeVito, right? Aaron Brockovich, produced by Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is a producer. If you live in Hollywood, they don't look. The people in Hollywood, they don't look at them. They keep moving along. And if you keep in Hollywood, you see they don't even think of him as an actor. They think of him as a big time producer. That's what they do. All right. Yeah, still looking. So anyway, so your question. I didn't finish the question. What was the answer?
What would you like to say to this guy who is claiming to be Andy Kaufman, and he's doing a very good job of it? It's pretty realistic. We're not sure yet, but what would you like to say to him?
He's claiming that he's Andy Kaufman?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, how old does he look?
He won't let anyone see.
We have one eyewitness that says he looks like he could be in his 40s or 50s, but
and that wouldn't be true.
But he's a health nut, so he may look young for his age.
Kaufman's dead, I'll tell you. He's dead as a doornail. You want to see Kaufman? I tell people at my show. Say you want to see Kaufman, get yourself a shovel and flashlight.
Now, can I ask you one other thing?
And a crowbar.
And a crowbar.
I heard it was actually Miss Piggy, the Muppet, that discovered you instead of Andy Kaufman. What was it like working?
Well, I'll tell you. No, but Henson.
Yeah.
Jim Henson was actually a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Henson, when nobody would hire me.
Yeah.
Okay. The first guy that came to, you know, because then after the brouhaha and Taxi, that don't touch him. Man's mental. Then all the confusion that was started in. And I said, and what's so funny, everybody thinks it's Andy Kaufman. But you could go look at the tapes, you see how we shot the show. Look at Merv. Look at Letterman. Look at Miss Piggy, it's me. No anybody else. Right? But he had been so much confused in the public, so then finally I had to stop performing because every time I go out someplace, on stage they're yelling Andy Kaufman. Now, luckily last night you're at the show, they don't do it anymore.
Right.
Because they sit there and they realize they're getting a good piece of entertainment. Why it up?
Right.
You know, and you gotta be stupid. Andy Kaufman be so old now.